Have you ever thought about what story has your life been telling? What are you telling? What is life saying about you? Have you ever watched a movie called The Truman Show with Jim Carrey, the famous actor Jim Carrey? Just in case there's another one out there. Now, um, when he was growing up in the movie, from the time he was conceived as a baby up until into his adulthood, his life was a show, a television show. I would call it and it's probably what it's been a while since I watched the movie, but it kind of fits with my topic today. But the world was watching somebody, some studio, some director, some writer had this idea to televise and, of course, make a profit off of. And I believe it was over 30 years worth of. He was probably over 30 years old when he came to realization of something. But his life was a story. And one day, and again, I'm fast forwarding to it. I encourage y'all to go watch this movie. It's a good movie. I need to watch it again now because it's, like I said, it's probably been 15, 20 years since I've seen that movie. But the basics of the story that what the story is about and what I get from it is this. Other people will tell your story for you if you let them. Now, when you're a child and you're growing up and you grew up into a certain situation, a certain household, a certain environment, that is beyond your control. But what happens when you become aware that your life has not been what it appears to be or what it seems to be or what you were told it was? Those are questions we should be asking. Those are things we should really actually look into. And so one day, this young man wakes up. He begins to notice things that were out of place, things that were not coincidental. And long story short, he began to take over and write a new story about his life. And that's going to be my challenge to you today, is to begin to take control of the story your life has been telling, or the story that has been told about you, and take it over in a positive way. Even if it is positive, what if it's still not the story that you're supposed to be telling or is supposed to be told? Now, this is not difficult, but what it does require is a person's willingness to actually look at their lives, to see, what are people saying about me? What do I say about myself? What story have I been telling all these years, or for the last 5 years, or for the last 12 months? Is it the story I want people to know? So let's talk about this. Have you ever heard the term the media narrative? You know, in regards to television reporting, journalism, the news channels reporting certain types of news. They create this story, create a narrative around it that they want to share with their viewers. Now, that's a good thing, and that can also be a bad thing. Because the question is are the persons telling the story, are they being honest and transparent and truthful with you? That is the question. But the question is more personal in this video. What has your life been telling? Is it honest? Is it transparent? Am I saying you have to put all your business out there? Of course not. I don't think people have shown themselves to be people. Let's just say it like that. Now, the media shapes perception through narratives. But the most important narrative in your life is the story you believe and repeat about yourself. What are you saying about you? Listen, let's throw this phrase people love to quote. And again, I know it's a challenge because we hear it a lot. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. Let's throw that out. You know that, they know it. I know in my humble opinion, I think some people actually do expect a person or an organization or a team to be perfect. I personally believe that. They'll deny it, but I believe that. But regardless, Throw that out, that particular idea. Now, what I do like, especially if you're a believer in Jesus Christ, what I personally like to say, and it's scripturally accurate, is that I'm being perfected. I'm going through the perfecting process, even though I'm not yet perfect, because I'm going to go through the process being perfected through Jesus Christ. Not through Darius' strength, not through Darius' wisdom, not through Darius' efforts alone. I have to participate in this story. But I personally, with God's help, am not the author of it, but I can assist in it. Now, if you don't control the narrative, circumstances will. And that's entirely up to you. See, I don't think this particular video is going to be that long, because I believe you're going to get to the point of I'm making right off the top if you don't already have it. We have to take control of the stories our lives are told, telling. And if your life is already telling the story you want to be told, and it's an honest and truthful tale, then I would say, one, keep it consistent, and two, create work on creating an even better story. You may like good, but if better is available or best is available, why not pursue that? Inner leaders don't just react to life. Now, I know some people might say, I'm not trying to be the leader of nothing or nobody. I'm just taking care of me, myself, and I. Listen, whether you want to be or not, all mankind meaning men and women, male and female, were put on this planet to be leaders in some area of gifting or some gift or some talent. Does that mean you might have 20 or 30 people follow you? Probably directly, probably not, but probably so. So regardless, somebody's going to be inspired by your life, either for the better or for the worse. That is entirely up to you. So inner leaders don't just react to life. They edit the narrative, like my video here. I have the power to add or take away from this video. Any video I make, I have the power to cut out any mistakes I may make. I have the power to add in different footage to help, if I want to, add more color to the story, so to speak. So, add more to the story to give y'all something visual to watch. Now, I'm not going to do that with this particular video, but my point is, you have the power. Even though things were bad, you can actually, as my dad taught me over a year ago, reframe your past, reframe how you see things. You can look at the past and look at it as a detriment to you, something that took away, something that was horrible, or you can turn around and look at that exact same situation and call it good, and extrapolate or take away something good and reframe how you see it. Instead of seeing it as something tragic and terrible, you can see it as something positive, powerful, and productive. So, every day, if you turn on your television, or if you pull out your phone, or you open up your laptop, every day the media tells stories. They choose the headlines, they choose the angles, the camera angles, and they choose what to emphasize. Have y'all noticed, for example, that the media tells mostly negative stories? They build them up, they dress it up very well to give you a mental picture of what it is they're seeing beyond the actual camera footage. When they use certain words, they're actually painting a broader picture. Again, that can be good and that can be bad or misleading. But they get to choose. It's their story, right? So they get to choose what to emphasize and what not to. And those choices shape how people see the world. Most of their news they report is negative, and then they try to throw in a little, what I would call eye candy and ear candy, towards the very end. Most of them, at least on television, just to wet your whistle, so to speak, to say they gave you something sweet. Most of the news was bitter. Most of the news was bitter, basically, but they try to throw a little sugar on top before they shut the program down. Here's a question most people never ask. Who's controlling the narrative of your life? That's a question you must ask yourself. Who's controlling the narrative of my life? What story is being told? Because whether you realize it or not, there's a story being told about you. When people think about you, when people see you, if you come up in their phone after doing a If you calling somebody and they see your name come up on their phone, or if they're scrolling through their contacts, or they go on social media and they happen to come across your face, your image, your name, what story do they instantly think? What comes to mind about you to them? When your name is mentioned, what do people think about you? Sometimes the story is written by your past. Sometimes the story is written by other people's opinions. Sometimes the story is written by your own doubts. But inner leaders understand something powerful. You can change the narrative. See, narratives shape perception. Whether you're a good person or bad person, whether you're a smart and intelligent person or not, or you pretend not to be, all of that's up to you. Whether you work in excellence or you work on an average level, that's up to you. But a story is being told, and you do have power. You do have the ability to help shape that story. Two people can experience the same event, for example, but tell completely different stories about it. Two people are going to watch this video and come away with something different. One person may say in a certain event or certain occasion that I failed. Man, I failed. And another person will come away from the exact same experience and say, man, I learned something today. Totally different mindsets, totally different mental perceptions, totally different reactions and responses to the exact same situation or experience. But guess what? They told themselves two different narratives. Therefore, they're both going to have two different futures. If you're not careful, your mind becomes a negative news station. Think about that. If you, not everybody else, not they mama them, or his mama them, her mama them, they, them, they, whatever. You, if you're not careful, your mind becomes a negative news station. And so what you focus on, you will begin to attract more of. Are you broadcasting your mistakes? Are you broadcasting your limitations? Are you broadcasting your disappointments? Or are you broadcasting your fears? How long? Are you doing it for 24 hours a day? Are you always in this negative funk? Are you up and down all around? So level to the ground? And when that narrative repeats long enough, you, yes, you, start to believe it. So whatever negative whatever narrative you repeat becomes the reality you live. That's why, as my dad says, life is choice driven. Even in the Bible, God gives people a choice. He says, I set before you life or death, blessing or cursing. You get to choose to be healthy, to be sick, to be prosperous, to be poor. When you get to an age of accountability and you begin to understand life, you get a choice. You do have a choice. So be a man, be a woman, and be responsible about it. You know, the most powerful people in the world control narratives. Elon Musk controls his narrative. Donald Trump controls his narrative. Oprah Winfrey, Michael Jordan, Bill Gates, Tony Robbins, Tiger Woods, all these people and there are others, I'm sure long list of names, you guys could think of some names I had mentioned. They control their stories. They control what they want to be told and what don't, largely. And even if there's something negative, they'll figure out a way to control that. If it's positive, they'll figure out a way to keep it going. Editing your narrative doesn't mean denying reality. It doesn't mean that you've had it bad, that you came from a rough childhood and upbringing and a bad environment, or the people in your household, your family members, relatives, or whoever raised you, they weren't bad people or they weren't great people. Great people. It simply means you get to choose the reality you are going to live. That's all. And that's a very powerful principle if we grab it, if we take hold of it and we really believe it. Just like we believe the negative stuff, we can believe the positive stuff. We can believe great days are ahead. Or you cannot believe it. You know what this means when you can edit your narrative? It means you can and change your reality. It means that choosing the meaning you assign to events is very powerful and very important. We have one life to live, y'all. What are you doing with that? You're wasting away that energy. And if you feel like your life is over or it's about to be over right now, let me encourage you. It's not unless you choose it to be. That's not up to God. That's not up to so-and-so. That is up to you and you. Yes, God will help you. Yes, God loves you. But do you love you? Will you help you? Failure becomes training. Delay becomes preparation when you stay that mindset. That I'm gonna call it the funky mindset. When you stay that funky mindset, failure becomes training. Delay becomes preparation, and obstacles become your instruction. So what do we want to do? We want to change our life's narrative. Again, that's entirely up to you. Stop saying I'm stuck. It may be a fact right now, but facts can be changed. Truth is always the reality. Truth always creates reality, and truth is consistent no matter what time and what place. Start saying something like, I'm building, I'm creating, I'm growing and developing. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Say this or ask this question. What is this teaching me? See, think about that. It gives you completely different energy, doesn't it? Instead of acting like the victim, you act like the victor. Instead of thinking like a victim, you think like a winner. And then if you think like a winner, you talk like a winner instead of a victim. And you begin to act or do like a winner instead of a victim. And guess what? By natural law, you begin to receive like a winner instead of a victim. See how powerful that is? So, your past, this is good, y'all. This is good. Your past is information. Your past is information. It is not your identity. So you get to decide what chapter comes. This is powerful, y'all. You get to decide what comes next. You know, my father's a pastor also, and he's my pastor. And he's been teaching some powerful principles about the power of words, transformational power in your words. That there's transformational power in your words. I believe is the name of the message. Forgive me if I misquote that. But that's basically what the premise is. There's transformational power in your words. You want to change your life, you have to change your words. But in order to change your words, you have to change the information that's on this hard drive. Now, in my system, the FTRIA system, follow the right instructions always. No, I'm not selling y'all anything. I'm just sharing some ideas with you. Following the right instructions always means aligning with truth. You are not your last mistake. You are not the last 10 mistakes you made. That's information. What can you learn from it, and how can you grow from those situations, those experiences? What story can you now tell? So stop letting temporary emotion control your life. When you follow the right instruction, your narrative changes. When you follow the right instruction, you stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances, like I was just telling you. And you'll start seeing yourself, when you follow the right instructions, you'll start seeing yourself as a builder of direction. Shift your life intentionally with confidence, because you are aware. I am not what I was. Yes, I did that. No, I missed that. Yes, I missed that opportunity. What can I learn from it to move forward? Listen, if the story of your life hasn't been what you've hoped it to be after all these years, Even if it's just been a year for some of you. Some people had lucky lives for quite some time, and they came down into a situation where now it seems like they're down on their luck. If that is you, number one, get rid of luck. Luck is unpredictable. Luck is not a system. Start learning and working success principles. And I'm sharing some of that with you right now. If you want to be successful in any endeavor, it starts with your mindset. It starts with the information you have. So you may have to change exactly with the information that you do have with some new and replace it with some good, positive, productive, life-affirming information. And then make a decision that you're going to move forward with that new information. So as you begin to change the narrative of your life, because your life was not as you hoped. Number one, don't panic. Slow down. Stop panicking. Don't panic. Don't worry about it. And watch the words you speak. Because if you panic, you're going to speak panicking words. If you worry, you're going to speak worrying words. So stop. You have nothing good to say. Be quiet. Help yourself and be quiet. Don't quit. Accept those bad habits. Accept thinking that way. Accept talking that way. Don't quit. I did a powerful video, I don't know, last year sometime. Y'all can go through my videos. So y'all can see where I talked about there is the right thing and the wrong things to quit from. So go watch that video. Don't keep repeating the same old pattern. That's your choice. Pause and reflect. Then pick up the pen. Because inner leaders don't just watch their story unfold, they rewrite it. It's time to rewrite your story. It's time to rewrite the narratives that's been told about your life. And if you've been having a pretty good one, it's time to continue to build on that good narrative that you have. If you ever get to a place where you feel like you've arrived, that's the day on earth, on this planet, that's the day when you begin to digress. Because you'll think you've reached a plateau. And there's no higher place to go. And that's just not going to be possible here. Inner leaders rewrite their stories. And remember, we don't follow the noise. Be careful. We don't follow the noise. Stop listening to all the noise, which is distractions. Just stop. Give yourself a break. And I mean a long way from all that noise, and get focused. Lead from within. You want to change your outer circumstances. If you want to change your outer environment, you must change your inner self and your inner environment. When you change, life around you begins to change. Guaranteed. Life is choice driven. I hope you choose wisely. Let me know what you think in the comments. I appreciate you for your time. And remember, maximize the moment. I'll see y'all in the next one.